Civil rights didn't write your resume, but civil rights made somebody read your resume. Don't act like whatever you achieved because you were that smart. You got there because some unlettered grandmas who never saw an inside of a college campus put their bodies on the line in Alabama and Mississippi and sponsored you up here.
Welcome to Beyond the Walls, our community most talked about radio show. We're broadcasting live tonight from the 1460 KTYM studio right here in Inglewood, California. We're also broadcasting live at www.sptvlive.com. I am your host, the Reverend K.W. Toulis, pastor of the historical Weller Street Missionary Baptist Church and Western Regional Director of the National Action Network, where the Reverend Al Sharpton is our founder and national president. We welcome each and every one of our listeners tonight to our weekly and exciting radio broadcast, a live in-studio radio program designed to drive you, our listener, beyond the walls to action. National Action Network, our community most prominent civil rights organization, a group that's at the forefront of social justice and civil rights issues across this country. Our desire is simply to guide your spirit of engagement and your community concern towards action. National Action Network, an organization that operates daily in the spirit of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. His spirit is alive and well within the very fabric of our community-based organization, the National Action Network. It gets no better than National Action Network. You can get involved by coming down to our office, the Western Regional Office located at 2828 West Jefferson Boulevard, right on the corner of 9th Ave and Jefferson. We're located in the Concord Church facility where the Dr. Bill Hemphill is the pastor. That's where each day we provide our community with that unique opportunity to become acclimated and engaged around many of our community concerns. That's where we train individuals to become freedom fighters, where we can carry out the platform of social justice for all. Each broadcast, our desire is simply to get you, our listeners, more engaged and get you beyond the walls and move you towards action. National Action Network. I'm so glad, family, that I'm not on this crusade by myself. Each week, many of our NAN family members and leaders are here to help me to drive you beyond the walls. Welcome, family.
Good evening, and welcome.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Okay. Oh, great. Really
Good. I missed the youngster. I guess she's the one that woo, woo, woo all the time, huh?
That's right.
Yeah. All right, y'all better get some woo, woo, woo.
All right, woo, woo, woo.
How's everybody doing, Reverend J?
Just the same. Good, real good, Reverend Jonathan Mosley, the Vice President of Western Regional Chapter of the National Action Network, welcoming each one of you, our listening audience, in. Tune in each and every week. Tell somebody about what's going on, because we are about what's going on.
Right. Welcome, audience. I'm Reverend Nathaniel Martin, pastor New Life Institutional Baptist Church, Sergeant at Arms of LA Chapter of NAN. And we welcome you to join in with us. There's a lot of things going on in our nation, a lot of things going on in our city, and you need to be a part. Good evening, Miss Shumate.
Good evening in Radio Land and Reverend Martin. I am Jo Helen Shumate, and I am the chairperson over membership for the Los Angeles chapter of the National Action Network. And I would like to invite everyone to take out a pen and paper, because I have some great information to give you in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to pay a few bills now. I want to mention our sponsors. We have Raise the Praise newspaper. They're one of our sponsors. And always go pick up a paper at your local church on Sunday mornings, and you can read what's going on in the local church community on a weekly basis.
You can read about Weller Street, too.
Yeah, most of our churches in the
That's right.
community.
That's right.
We can read about what's going on. And we also have Granny's Kitchen at 5440 South Central Avenue, who is one of our sponsors, and Mr. Eric Lewis is the owner there. So go by and get your radio special, $4.99, 2 pieces of chicken, 1 side order, a cornbread muffin, and a drink for $4.99.
I was there today.
Okay.
Dr. Ma, you always up in there. We're,
Right.
we're so...
I enjoy good food.
Yeah, well, hey, we enjoy Granny's, and we're thankful for them and for Raise the Praise. And speaking of Raise the Praise, we're blessed again to be joined with us tonight with the founder of Raise the Praise, the pastor of the South Side Bethel Baptist Church, right there on 104th and San Pedro. My friend, my brother, Pastor Frederick Howard. Welcome, Dr. Howard.
How are you doing? I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me once again. I really appreciate it.
We appreciate you, and we appreciate you broadcasting us tonight at www.sptvlive.com.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you broadcasting live on our site to see what technology has to offer.
So if you want to tune in and see what kind of lovely hat Miss Shoemate got on and what kind of hat Pastor Martin have on, he's been on TV all day in his hat, so you probably know, but just join us at sptvlive.com. Thank you, Pastor Howard, for everything. Hey, family, look, we had a long week last week, an action-packed week. Our organization was involved with many things, high-profile things that you've heard about in Los Angeles last week. Nan went to court on Friday, Pastor Mosley, in support of the family of Alicia Thomas, the mother who was kicked in the stomach by the LAPD officer, Mary O'Callahan, and was killed. And we was glad to be there in support of the family. And we were glad to announce that this officer was charged. She was charged and convicted for the force she used against Alicia Thomas.
Absolutely, and I think that was a great first step in what we're trying to do to bring national attention to the police brutality that's going on throughout the nation. It was very good to see, again, the conviction that was done, letting us know that if we keep knocking at the wall, if we go beyond the wall and keep seeking for justice, then somebody will definitely hear our cry. We just have to keep at it. It looks like it's a long road, but ultimately we will get there.
And then later on that night, we got word via LA Times and via the news media that the chief of police, the Ezel Ford officers that killed Ezel Ford, did the be in policy, Pastor Martin.
Yes, but thank God we went to the LA Police Commission yesterday, and they had a different view after the great protest that we put on in the place.
And we want to thank many of our leaders who came down on yesterday, many of the various community organizations who was down there on the case, many of those who have been there from the very beginning, from that August 11th. A lot of folks don't know or not aware of the roles that many organizations have played in that. They led many of the demonstrations across the city, and we're thankful for all National Action Network who showed up yesterday to the police commission meeting. And Dr. Mosley, we was there trying to convince them, and I guess we did.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that being in their faces on a perpetual basis, it wasn't just the voice heard. There were faces in the crowd. There were those that definitely made their voices heard, and I believe that it did have an influence on the commission as they went back to deliberate.
Not only that, but I think that mother speaking up as she did.
Absolutely, Miss Ford getting up there and speaking her heart.
Hear that mother's groan.
And when they heard that mother's heart, I don't care how insensitive a person might think that they are, there's nothing like hearing a mother's heart and seeing her tears. And we want to give a shout out to Ezel Ford's mother for continuing her fight for justice.
Yes, who's a big supporter of our organization, and we want to continue to pray for the Ford family.
Absolutely.
And the loss of their child, Ezel. And, we want folks to know that even though we did have a victory on yesterday in regards to the commission ruling and dimming that officer as being out of policy, we want them to know that, it's important that we keep the fight going because we have to press the district attorney, Jackie Lacey. There's some people that say that she was my friend and I brought her into the church community. I ain't never met the lady before other than those little meetings that we attended. But at the end of the day, we want to continue to press her to do the right thing, right?
Absolutely. It's imperative because, again, those that we voted in and put them in place, they have to be responsible for the job that they're commissioned to do. It's not just for them to sit back and rest on their laurels, but it's time for them to do what we have voted, those of us that have voted them to do.
And the cry has always been to file charges on these officers. Now,
absolutely,
we boiled it down to one without a policy. We just filed charges on that one. This
Absolutely.
family deserved to have some sort of peace, right, Dr. Martin?
That one officer, although we wish it could have been both officers going before the trial court to be tried at least. From the point of view of the common man, if we had done that, then we would have had to be arrested, post bail, go through the arraignment. But here you got two police officers, and it seems like their class and their culture makes them immune to prosecution, and we don't feel that that's right.
So we're asking all of our listeners, get on the phone, call the district attorney, Jackie Lacey office, and let her know that we're demanding charges be brought against these officers immediately. And we won't, some of our listeners, think that, they see us on TV. I know many people saw us on TV all day today asking for charges to be brought against Jackie Lacey, but that's only 1% of the stuff we do at National Action Network.
Absolutely. There's a plethora of things that we do throughout this community, and just because we're not on TV that you see, we're always in action. We are the National Action Network.
Hey, and if you want to get involved with National Action Network, you can meet us at our office, 2828 West Jefferson Boulevard, LA, California, 90018, right on the corner of 9th Ave and Jefferson. We got a lot going on, y'all.
Absolutely. It's one thing that you must know, our listening audience, that there's always a cause. There's always a situation that occurs, and not just in Los Angeles, but we get calls from San Diego and to other parts of the state of California, even outside of the state of California.
So if you want to get involved, meet us there. You can reach us at 323-521-3477. Ask for Janet. Tell her Pastor Tulis referred you to National Action Network. Speaking of things that's happening at National Action Network, we have in here our first studio guest. He is no guest to the movement because he is the president of our Youth Move organization, and that is Brother Kevin Johnson. Let's give him some love. Welcome to Beyond
Kevin.
the Wall,
Hey,
Kevin.
Look, Kev.
Welcome, Kevin.
Say something, Kev.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kevin Johnson, and I am the president. I am the president of the National Action Network Los Angeles Youth Move.
Now, what you doing here tonight?
I am here just to invite everybody from the ages of 12 to 25 to our very first upcoming meeting this Saturday at 10:30 a.m.
It's gonna be where at?
at Concord Church at 2820 West Jefferson Boulevard, Los Angeles 90018, right off the corner of 9th Avenue in Jefferson.
That's
That's
right,
the
Kevin.
headquarters.
Now, listen,
Got his facts
the
down.
question is, why should I be engaged? Why should I come out? If I'm a young person between the 11th and 20th, I see you looking at Gabby, but why should we come out, Kevin?
Well, because Youth Move is about the kids who want their voices to be heard by acknowledgement. Oh,
And, another thing, Kevin, and that's exactly right. We have to do a better job in, letting our young people speak out.
Right.
And so, you've been a part of the movement for a long time, Kevin. What are some of the good things that young people are looking forward to on Saturday? What are some of the things we need to be looking forward to?
well, we're going to have group discussions, snacks, and games.
All right. Well, snacks, I'm sure you can come down and get you a nice free snack. You can meet our president, Brother Kevin Johnson. We want to thank you, Kevin, for coming in. And again, we got somebody else. What's happening, Jalen? You gonna be a part too?
Yeah.
Yeah. You gonna what's happening? You gonna just be a part of Youth Move?
Yes.
Why should other young people come out?
Yes.
All right. That's Sister Jalen. So we're thankful for Brother Kevin. Anything else we need to know about Kevin?
Well, one thing for sure, we want to let everybody know, as it is in our community, that it's important. National Action Network wants to hear the voice of the youth in the community. So many times we run across people that say, well, what is going on with the youth? What are the youth able to do? So we want the community to know that we are not just a group of older people, but we are also reaching out to the voices of our future.
And one of our mentorees, Gabby, is in the house. Gabby is the one handling our YouTube. Gabby, what's happening?
What's going on?
How you doing?
Good.
What's happening on Saturday?
Oh my goodness, we're so excited. We have our first chapter meeting this Saturday. For the youth, come out and advocate and let your voice be heard. I mean, we need to come together as one. We need support. We need the parents to support kids, the young kids, the older kids. We're all kids. We all one.
That's right. So we're looking forward to Youth Move this Saturday at what time?
It's this Saturday from 10:30 at come down 2828 West Jefferson Boulevard.
So we're starting at 10:30. Come on down to the headquarters, 2828 West Jefferson Boulevard.
It's going to be so much fun. I mean, we're going to learn. We're going to have discussions, games, snacks, of course. But it's going to be really fun. It's going to be
What age group?
11th age group is 11 to 25.
All right. Well, let's come on.
Parents are welcome.
So we want to thank our youth for coming down. Some of the youth for National Action Network is in the house. We're missing Z tonight, but Z is rolling with her mama. But we want to say thank you to all of our young people for coming in tonight. We look forward to your first chapter meeting this Saturday, June 13th. 10:30 a.m. Come on out, 2828 West Jefferson Boulevard. Come on, beyond the wall. Let's show some love to our young people.
All right, young people.
Well, Pastor Howard, back to you. What's going on in your ministry?
Well, we are raising the praise all over the country.
Yep.
So we want to make sure that everybody knows what we're doing, how we're doing it. And as you can see, we're streaming live at sptvlive.com. And this allows ministries to get their ministry across all avenues, their cell phones, for only $50 a month. That's all it takes. And it's fun with the Vid Blaster system that we have. If they're watching, they can actually see us on the broadcast. And so that's the one thing that I really enjoy, that one person can do a whole television studio broadcast if they want.
So, Pastor Howard, how do we get in contact with you? I mean, there's some pastors, there's some church leaders that's out there that's saying we want to get our ministry broadcast across this world. How do we get in contact with you?
Well, first of all you have to do is go to sptvlive.com and click on the link saying I want to broadcast for $50. Or you can call our office at 888-290-7277 and ask for Jerry. That's Raise the Praise, because Streaming Praise TV is an arm of Raise the Praise. So all you need to do is get that information and we'll get you started. And actually, for a new thing to let you know, we're working on church apps for the phone.
Wow.
For as little as $50.
Wow, that's amazing, Pastor Howard. You talk
for as
about
little as $50.
You talk about ministry beyond the walls, and we thank you, Pastor Howard, for being one of our sponsors of this radio show.
Thank you for having us.
Raise the Praise newspaper, and our other sponsor, Granny's Kitchen. They give us a radio special. And I know $50 is very cheap, so maybe you give us a radio special for those that want to broadcast live, $49.99. How does that sound?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because Raise the Praise comes out every week.
Yes,
and
sir.
This is what I'm going to do for Beyond the Walls. For the first 10 churches that mention Beyond the Wall.
You better
Beyond
listen,
the Wall.
y'all.
The first 10 churches that mention Beyond the Wall. Well, it doesn't even have to be a church. Whatever you want your business app to be. The first 10 will give it to you for $30.
Wow.
Excellent. I need
So
all
listeners,
of my listening friends to call in immediately.
And you don't have to be in California. Get on the phone, contact
to be in
Pastor
California.
Howard. His phone number again is
888-290-7277.
That's our friend Pastor Frederick Howard, raising the praise. Come on, let's give him some
All
love.
right.
Miss Joe Helen Shoemate. Miss Shoemate, what's the community 411?
Well, I hope everybody got their pens and paper ready, because the first item on the docket is Legal Night, which is Thursday, June 18th at 6 p.m. at our headquarters, 2828 West Jefferson at 9th Avenue in Los Angeles, where you can come out and talk with the attorneys. If you're having issues in your community, you can get free information. And that will be next Thursday night, June 18th at 6 p.m. Number 2, there is a Father's Day salute. This is the first annual salute to Black fathers, and it's a breakfast. And it will be held at Doolan's at 4859 Crenshaw. And Reverend Lewis Logan will be the host of this event. And for further information, and that's on June 20th between 9 a.m. and 11. And for further information, you can call 323-815-1916 for tickets. And they have quite a few categories there. The oldest father and the Keep the Faith Award. They have different awards. But if you call that number, 323-815-1916, they can give you further information as well as ticket information on that event next Saturday, June 20th. And our third event that's coming up is Comedy Night at the J Spot. That's on Saturday, June 20th at the J Spot, 5581 West Manchester in Westchester, California. And there are 2 shows, one at 8 and one at 10 p.m. And you can call 213-841-1010 regarding tickets for that event. And it should really be nice. And I want to encourage you to bring your fathers, bring your husbands out, because that is the day before Father's Day. And that would be a nice evening event to go to. So again, call 213-841-1010 regarding tickets for the J Spot event on Saturday, June 20th. And number 4.
We got a lot going on, Miss Shoemate.
Yeah, we have a lot going on. You all going to have to pay me starting next week. Okay?
Right.
Our 4th event is on the 27th of June, Saturday, June 27th. We're having something fun. We will not be marching that day, okay? We're going to hop on the bus and we're going down to VA House and spend about 5 hours there. You can do the slot machines or gamble, or if you don't gamble, you can go across the street and shop till you drop at the outlets.
So, Miss Shoemate, we're going on a bus trip.
Right.
All right. It's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday, June 27th, the last Saturday in this month.
You're not going to be too tired to make it to church the next morning, are you?
I don't know. It's not the first Sunday. I probably won't go.
I probably won't get on phone call.
Oh, we got to pray for her. Let's
Shame.
Keep
pray for
me
her.
in prayer, okay?
Yes, Lord.
Well, I'm old. I just may not make church that Sunday, okay? But I will make this bus trip.
Baptist.
Bedside Baptist.
Bedside Baptist Church, 8 a.m., okay? So on Saturday, June 27th, we will depart from 120th and Crenshaw in the large parking lot on the southwest corner. And we will hop on the bus, be there at 8:30, and we will have a light breakfast for you. So be sure and come out, and we will also have snacks on the return trip. And we should return by 8:30. So come on out and have fun with us. We did this last year, and we had a ball. We went on a Sunday, and we still had a wonderful time. So again, you can call 213-841-1010 for further information regarding our bus trip.
All right. Miss Shoemate, thank you so much for that wonderful Community 411, keeping us informed. Ms. Shoemate, we got a special guest online tonight. We got a very special guest on, fellas.
I think I
guest.
know
We do.
who it
Very
is.
special.
Very special guest.
I've
the
known him.
executive director of the Children Defense Fund here in California. Our good friend, I want to say the Reverend, because he's been speaking at a lot of churches
sure has.
Lately.
You've been
But
in
our
the church
brother,
in the past event.
Alex Johnson, welcome to Beyond the Walls.
All right,
Alex.
Alex.
How you doing? How
Good
you doing?
evening.
How you
Good
doing?
evening.
So
Good
happy
evening.
to have you tonight. Welcome, Alex. Thank you for
Glad
being
to be
with
here.
us.
Glad to be here.
So, Alex, talk to us a little bit about Children Defense Fund in California.
Well, first of all, thank you all, and huge shout out to the National Action Network and Pastor Tullis and everyone who is leading the fight for civil rights here in LA. I am just tremendously grateful for what you all are doing and showing up and making our community's voice heard. So first of all, thank you for that. I'm glad to be at Children's Defense Fund. It's been almost 9 months since I joined as executive director. And Children's Defense Fund California, statewide office of the Children's Defense Fund, which was founded in 1973 by Marion Wright Edelman. And being a statewide office, we have our headquarters in Los Angeles, but we have an office in Oakland, and we'll very shortly be opening an office in Sacramento, and we do some tremendous work in Long Beach around education equity. We're an organization that's split between some direct service programming and policy work, and our policy work is around education equity, children's health, ending child poverty, juvenile justice, and some work around boys and men of color, and we cannot forget about women, so girls and women of color as well. And then our program work is CDF Freedom Schools program, which is a summer literacy program, our Beat the Odds scholarship program, which will be celebrating our 25th year. The Freedom Schools program is celebrating its 20th year in existence. And then we have some work that we're doing with school districts around health enrollment and access. And so we're an active, vibrant organization that came into being in California in 1998. And we are simply here to make sure that we don't forget about the most vulnerable among us, the least of these among us, which are our children. So, CDF California.
Alex, man, I recently read an op piece that you wrote in regards to our state and the children that's born into poverty in our state. Yeah. 1 out of 4 children, I believe, was written in that op piece, is born into poverty. Talk to us about your fight to eradicate that problem in our community.
Well, this is a persistent fight. The issue of poverty has plagued us for decades, but it's become more and more stark. The realities for children of color are often bleak. And so we set out at the beginning of this year looking at this issue, and we said that we were going to stake our claim to ensure that children simply don't suffer any longer. And we've done it through legislation and legislative activity. We're doing it by educating communities about what is really at stake and what the long-term impacts are as it relates to poverty. And so the fight for a minimum wage and a living wage, rather, is a fight that we support. Ensuring that children have transportation to school is part of the conversation around poverty. Many of our children don't have the resources to get to school, and then that really puts them on a cycle, the cradle to prison pipeline, because they're picked up for truancy. Ensuring that we have our earned income tax credit and making sure that we are expanding the number of child care slots for low-income children. Those are just some of the things in the poverty fight.
Brother Alex, speaking of legislation, take time to talk about SB 124, which would limit solitary confinement in juvenile justice facilities, was passed by California State Senate recently.
Yes, so we're quite excited about this bill. It's a long time coming. It simply, doesn't make any sense that we confine young people in solitary confinement. I mean, we just saw this past weekend a young African-American man in New York who was confined in Rikers Island, who hung himself.
Wow.
And
saw that on the news.
That is, that's simply unacceptable.
Right.
I don't know how we live in a country and exist in a country where we put young people in the worst place they can be and don't change that. And so this fight is one that Senator Mark Leno, the LA County Board of Supervisors, yesterday, LAUSD Board of Education voted unanimously in support of SB 124. UTLA has voted and is supporting 124. This is a fight that has brought together people of all stripes because they know that incarcerating young people in solitary confinement is just plain wrong.
Thank you, Brother Alex. I want to ask you to talk about something you love, and that's the Ella Baker Center for Human Rights. But I concur with what you said about locking up young people in solitary confinement.
Yeah.
But this is the nation that locked up young people in slavery for 250 years.
Well.
Pastor Martin like to preach a little bit, but
yeah.
Go ahead, man. Talk about the Ella Baker Center.
So I mean, Ella Baker Center, obviously one of our partners, Ella Baker Center for Human Rights, one of our partners, and their legacy is strong. They're working on the solitary confinement piece of work. The Ella Baker National Training Institute is the name of our training institute that Child Policy Training Institute that is attached to our largest program, which is the CDF Freedom Schools program, our summer literacy program. And this past, actually a week ago, we brought 2,000-something young people, leaders, advocates, educators, probation officers, artists, down to Knoxville, Tennessee.
yes,
In the heart of
I
the
wanted
Confederacy.
to attend that. I wanted to attend next year.
Next year.
Next
We'll
year,
get you there next year. In the heart of the former Confederacy.
Yes.
To learn how to implement a model called Freedom Schools that simply is seeking to change the paradigm of education for young people, give them skills to empower them, increasing their ability to serve, to lead, to advocate, making sure that they are engaged in social justice and helping children be literate. And we know the nexus between literacy and incarceration. If you can't read, if you aren't literate, by third grade, they're building prisons and jails to house you because they're predicting that you will go there. And so this is essentially something that has been going on for 20 years in which people are engaged in what really is a function of education and social justice. We understand that if we don't bring these folks together from all across the country, 305 from California, from New York, from South Carolina, from Seattle, from Hawaii, all across the country, if we don't bring them together, train them, then who will? And so this is the essence of the Ella Baker program.
Very good. We need you to give a website and contact so we can read more about the work.
The best website to go to would be www.cdfca.org. cdfca.org. You can find out more information about the Freedom Schools program and about the Ella Baker Child Policy Training Institute.
Well, before you go, Alex, I got one more question. Did Miss Shoemake go to church Sunday?
Look, I may have missed church Sunday myself, so I don't know if my longtime friend and church member, Miss Shoemake, Joe Helen Shoemake, was at church on Sunday. I'm sure she was listening on the radio.
I'm right here.
How you doing, Miss Shoemake?
Fine, and you? Say hello to your parents.
I will. Today's their 43rd anniversary.
Happy
hello to them.
anniversary to Jesse and Betty Johnson.
40
My
Thank you so
dear
much.
friends. We used to be in the Sanctuary Choir together back in the 70s.
Yes, indeed.
Beyond the Walls, we thank you, Mr. Alex Johnson. Come on, let's show him some love, y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Stay strong, brother.
All right. God bless you.
God bless you too, man.
All righty.
Okay, I'm going to do the last minute 411, a recap.
Yeah, give us our sponsors.
Our sponsors this week are Raise the Praise newspaper, which is a community church paper. It's issued weekly in your local churches, and our other sponsors, Granny's Kitchen over at 5440 South Central Avenue. Be sure and go over there and ask for the radio special, which is $4.99, consists of 2 pieces of chicken, 1 side, and a cornbread muffin and a drink. Tell Eric you listen to Beyond the Walls, and he will give you that special. Number 1 is Legal Night next Thursday, June 18th at 6 p.m. at our headquarters, 2828 West Jefferson Boulevard at 9th Avenue in Los Angeles. Number 2 is the pre-Father's Day breakfast at Doolin's. That's on Saturday, the 20th from 9 a.m. until 11 a.m. at Doolin's. Please call area code 323-815-1916 for further information.
We'll thank you, Ms. Shoemake, for all of that good community news. Listen, we got another special guest. She's finally made her way down here to the radio station. For those of you that like dialing 323-521-3477 and calling and asking for National Action Network, we got the voice of National Action Network, the person that sent out all the correspondence, the person that keeps our office in top shape, Miss Janet Zavala. Let's give her some love. Welcome.
Right, Janet.
Janet is in the building. Welcome to Beyond the Walls, Janet.
Such a wonderful welcome. Thank you, everyone. Hello.
Thank you for being here. It took you long enough to get here. We thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So what's going on?
Just excited about our upcoming legal night on
Talk
the
about
18th.
it.
Yes. If you have any legal concerns, anything from employment, family, criminal, or just any legal advice on what would you need to do if you were to get pulled over by the police and you don't know exactly what your legal rights are, just come on by 2828 West Jefferson Boulevard, 6 p.m. on June 18th. It is a monthly service, much needed, so please take advantage of such a wonderful resources for our community.
And Janet, this is something that you organize every month, and we most certainly appreciate you getting all the wonderful attorneys in there. It's just a very big benefit to get individuals out there. We've seen people life change firsthand through our legal night.
Absolutely, Reverend Tulis. Some people actually travel all the way from San Francisco and because they understand the urgency in the lack of resources in terms of legal advice.
Now, this was a pretty easy debut for you, right, Janet?
It was.
All right. Thank you so much.
Almost
Welcome.
painless.
Almost painless. Yeah, we try to keep it as easy as possible at National Action Network. But listen, as we prepare to close, I know we have a lot of other things that's going on in our different churches and things of that matter. I know we have what else we have going, Ms. Shoemake, real quick.
Okay, on Saturday, June 20th, in the evening between 8, we have a show at 8 p.m. and 8:10 p.m. at the J Spot 55
That's Conscious
81
Comedy.
West Manchester Avenue.
J-Spot. What else we got going?
So you might want to take a dad or a brother out for this. This should be a nice evening out.
What else we have?
Saturday, June 27th is that bus trip.
All
we
right.
recap the
Give
bus
me the
trip.
number. Give me the number.
Call 213-841-1010 for further information
And
on
ask
our
for
bus
Miss Joe Helen Shoemate, and you can get on the bus. Now, Pastor Martin, what we got going on at your church?
Yes, I want to say hello to Sister Ollie McGarry, 102-year-old member. We had prayer meeting at her church today. Excuse me, her house today. So many was there.
Yep.
And but you can always come out to 84th and Figueroa, New Life Institutional Baptist Church, and we'll be preaching there this coming Lord's Day.
So if you want to meet Pastor Martin, go on down to New Life.
Come on down and meet the star.
Pastor Jay?
I want to say a special shout
Oh,
out
Jesus, man.
to the White family in the loss of our deaconess Faye White, and we laid her to rest today. We praying for them that they would be strengthened through this season of sorrow. Also, want to let you know.
Pray for Bishop, too.
And please pray for my pastor, Bishop McQuell Broadus.
Shout out to your father-in-law, Ray Price.
Ray Price, and all of those that are listening on tonight. Also, remember the mobile app, first 10 to mention Beyond the Walls. $30 a month, no setup fee. After that, it'll be cost you $50. So I jump on it ASAP.
Well, I want you to know it's only 9 left because I'm number 1.
Okay, well then you got 9
mobile app.
9
Weller
to
Street
going.
Baptist Church, Beyond the Walls, the National Action Network, LA. So that's 3. So it's 7 left. So you all need to get on for $30 a month for a mobile app, phone app. Listen, let me give a shout out to the Weller Street Missionary Baptist Church. This coming Sunday, we will be celebrating Children's Day at Weller Street, Children's and Youth and Young Adult Day, 9 a.m. Our special guest speaker is Reverend Kyler Franklin. He is the son of one of our wonderful supporters, Miss Keisha Nix. So if you're looking to do something to be engaged, we're also going to be celebrating our graduates. We have many graduates at the Weller Street Missionary Baptist Church. I wish I brought the list, and I will give you all a shout out over the radio. So we're driving you back into the walls. But remember, if you want to come beyond the walls, come meet us at National Action Network every Monday night, 6 p.m., 2828 West Jefferson Boulevard. And we're thankful again for Pastor Howard. I want to give special love to my wonderful family, my wife, Kira, Kaylin, Caleb, and Caden, and not forget the dog, Kennedy. Pastor Howard, what we got going on? Y'all laugh at me. My dog meet me at the church, at home,
the door?
at the door, at the window, every time I come home.
If nobody else happy.
If anybody else, I know my dog is going to be there waiting for me.
I got you.
You know, I really want to give a shout out to the Messiah Church family. I just want to say that because Pastor Waylon Jones turned 106 years old this past Sunday.
Wonderful.
And so he's been a part of our church family at Southside Bethel Family of Purpose since I've been a baby. So I want to give a shout out to my
106 before you were born, Doc.
to my Southside Bethel Family of Purpose family. I would just want to say thank you for putting up with me, and thank Minister Brown for actually taking over Bible study tonight. I'm getting used to this, but I can't because I got to be back at Bible
That's
study.
right. Got to teach.
Pastor Howard, you know, our doors here at Beyond the Walls are always open to you. But if they want to get that mobile app, they call what number?
They call 888-290-7277. That's 888-290-7277. Ask for Jerry. And then also, if you want to stream live for $50 a month, you can do that also. And I just want you to give a screenshot of what you get when you get that. You actually get all the screens, all the modules that people can look at when you're switching from camera to camera. So if you want to do that, it's all yours.
So we're
Just
thankful,
go ahead, give us a call.
We're thankful for those who joined us live tonight at SPTV Live. We want to thank Gabby. We want to thank Kevin. We want to thank Jalen, the crew, and Janet for calling in.
Come out and see him on Saturday.
Want you to know, come on out to our Youth Move Saturday, 10:30 a.m. I know my children are looking forward to it. My daughter told me that the other day, so we're asking everybody to come on out. Until next week, remember, join us next week, same time, same station, KTYM for Beyond the Wall. We want to thank our engineer, Ruben, and we want to thank all of our listeners. Whatever you do, wherever you go, tell somebody to get involved. Tell them, come to National Action Network. Remember, family, we don't shake people down.
We shake them up.
Until next week, join us next week. God bless.
Keep the faith.
Camp